Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We're looking at Palantir once again. What an incredible setup that we have right now. If you look at the price, I was kind of blown away when I saw that on the one-day change, it actually did not move. It literally closed at the exact same price 2 days in a row, which I don't know if that means something, but I feel like we should pay attention to it. When we're looking at the price, it is now below its 5-day moving average, which is below its 20-day moving average, which is not a great look for any stock, let alone one that has seen the highs that this one has seen. The volume has kind of died down, which is nice. We're down at 56 million shares traded. It looks like we do see across the board for the 5-day, the 15-day, and the 1 month. We are in a rolling negative return. If we look at the signals on the short term, we do have 2 go shorts on the short term, intermediate term, and longer term in a row. I always believe that if you get 2 signals in a row, that's when you actually want to believe it. You don't want to just when it flips once and back and forth. No, you need 2 signals in a row. You have it across the board for all durations. We're looking at the trend indicator. We now are bearish on the short term and intermediate term, still bullish on the longer term, which that is a very good positive because you can see things that will flip bearish here on their shorter term and stay bullish. And those are the ones you want to buy, right? At least in my opinion. But you're going to really have to pay attention to what the price action is here because Palantir has been a strong stock. It's been one that's been beloved and it has a lot of support in the market. There are dips that can be bought. There are moments where there are corrections in the market, but it's interesting to see how this one is responding because it could be one of the new darlings. It has the name recognition. It has the love of FinTwit. It's got enough people being able to talk about it on CNBC or Bloomberg that it gives it the cachet for every single person who wants to pay attention to markets. And when we look at what we have right now, this falling bear, yeah, I mean, of course we're gonna have a falling bear because if you look at the red lettering right here with the white background, that means it's above what 58% of bullishness. So it's above 58% is what's putting it with the red lettering with the white background. Above 60, you're going to get corrections in this oscillator. It's going to oscillate 64, 68. That's about the highest you can go. 68. There you go. Then you kind of round out. You can't hit too low. You can't hit too high. But this one is very interesting. If we look at the trading signals, we do have multiple bear key threes hitting right now, which that is quite terrifying. And you do have the confirmation with some small bears, which is to be expected to a certain extent. I think when we look at the signals, Palantir just has a very interesting setup. The chart is fantastic and dynamic. It's moved so much so quickly. The low right now would be like 1350, which you're at 1540, so you're about $2 away from there, which is it's a good amount of space. But if you think that you could still go up 25% from here, you're in a great spot. So the daily sentiment indicator looks like we're actually at exactly 50% now. So we could make our way down. On the weekly, it does look like we've got a little bit of a downward move. That'll probably continue, and it's probably because there isn't enough data here. We'll have to look down here. Where is it? So it's right here, actually. So it's actually at 70%. So right now we are at 70% and rising, so we don't have to look at this. So that's actually very positive on the weekly. We trust that. So we would expect it to kind of return. I would actually expect this to completely return. It makes way more sense to me now when I look at it. Now, the Palantir daily volume, we can see that we've seen the volume return, but the volume has kind of died down relative to where we saw the big moves back in summer, which is very positive. The volatility is falling while the correlation is starting to fall. That is very interesting because that would mean that you'd see the price kind of start to go up or at least sideways because the volatility is going to fall and the correlation is going to fall, which means that price would at least start to find its way where there's a potential for bullishness in the future. But right now, it is setting up to go to the side, which is good. You'd want to see that. I kind of like the setup in Palantir right now. Getting back to 50%, it's been a long time since you've been back at 50% in bullishness in Palantir. Since way back in like May. May of 2023 is the last time you got all the way down to having even around 50%, May and April. So that's a big signal for right now. It says a lot about what you could see in the future. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We give you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday. I'll talk to you soon.